maintain the formation shape as seen in the red arrows press. One of which is our motto, which is a...
Behind us, you can see the aircraft running in towards us. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2011 Red Arrows.
T11 Tucano display. Manoeuvre, you get to see the 2011 paint scheme in all its glory, the silver topside and the dark blue underside giving the contrast, and the red, white and blue flashes representing the colours of the Royal Air Force roundel, and of course the Union Jack, replacing the Jet Provost. Student pilots who successfully complete basic fast jet training go on to fly the Hawk, so the Tucano's cockpit was initially modified to make it a little bit more like that of a Hawk. Almost seems to hang in the air there. And in the vertical, they apply full power and accelerate to pull up around about 4 to 5 G initially for a quarter clover. And this manoeuvre shows off nicely the striking red, white and blue wing flashes, also demonstrating the negative G capability of the Tucano. There's a final opportunity for you to see the 2011 aircraft upside down for a bit. 4 flying level 500 feet, inverted, series of rolls before pulling right to position out crowd left. On a display, as much as I'm sure Dan has enjoyed flying it for you, please do give him a wave. I'm sure you'd love to see appreciation from us all on the 2011 team. Many thanks indeed and have a wonderful day.
So there you can see Jules going past, gear and flap extended. And then power comes on. No cost to the service by our sponsors.
With significant anniversaries this year. Of course, we're largely about the Hunter this weekend, but the Spitfire has a significant anniversary as well.
Spitfire, of course, celebrating its 75th anniversary of its first flight this year. Designed by R.J. Mitchell, based on a lot of the work that he did for Supermarines. Without winning the Battle of Britain, we wouldn't all be sitting here today.
this time the Sea Fury.
And here we have, ladies and gentlemen, the Meteor and the Venom in echelon formation, 400 knots for a topside. It's a sky god. He's piloting the Meteor, and he, I believe, is the only pilot, test pilot in the UK who's authorised by the Civil Aviation Authority to fly any aircraft. And of all the aircraft he flies, from test flying the A380 Airbus to flying this Meteor, among others, this he calls his honey. This is his baby, the aircraft that he most enjoys flying. The Venom coming along behind now was built in 1955 in Switzerland, believe it or not. And it was built there for the Swiss Air Force. Fully to 300 knots. And the BX brake going up into the wingovers. Closing speed there of over 600 knots. And if you haven't seen that aircraft, you will in the future. A 3-minute solo slot. Just the Meteor. Fantastic. He's got the cloud base for that loop. Up to 4,000.
First entered service with number 616 Squadron, the Royal Air Force.
Absolutely. And it was the first Allied operational jet, the only one that saw service actually in the Second World War, at the end of the Second World War. We're dedicated to keeping this collection of aircraft going, and not just the aircraft themselves, but the skills and expertise that's required to keep these old aircraft in the air. And that's not just pilots, that's also engineering skills, and of course spares and maintenance and the operational expertise to allow everybody here today the privilege of seeing these wonderful early exponents of military jet aviation.
Celebrating the 60th anniversary of this magnificent aircraft.
Oh my goodness, look at that. This is the way that we make sure that Captain Boogaloo can actually see the runway.
I presume you pay him a lot of money to do that, do you?
I think we gave him some beer and crisps. There are a couple in America, and Captain Boogaloo, trained by Brendan, of course.
Of course.
Is the only one in Europe who is actually doing this type of display.
But it's interesting that Boogaloo trained Brendan to fly, and now Brendan's trained him to land on the top of this contraption.
It's a firm friendship. Oh look, now look, he's got it down nearly. Oh yes, look, he's sitting on top of the trailer. Look at that, fantastic photo opportunity.
Fantastic, give him a wave and a round of applause.
He will be able to see you.
You know what he's doing though? When he's waving, he's losing a bit of speed so that he can catch it. I don't think he's going to catch him in time, do you?
No. He's pedalling fast, directly behind the trailer, and then he has to inch forward.
He's got to bleed off a little bit of speed.
And then he comes down almost like a helicopter landing.
Lots of waving now, guys. You can see you out the corner of his eye. If you wave, helps him.
This really is quite an extraordinary feat. So he's on. He's on the trailer. He's now got to power forward.
Ease it forward.
To the front of the trailer, where we've then got some clamps which go over the top of the wheels and keep him safely in place. He's down.
He's in. Ladies and gentlemen, what a landing. You need a bit more fun like this in aviation.
And you'll have seen him on TV programmes, and you might have heard him doing commentary at air shows, but this is actually what he loves doing more than anything else. Give him a wave. I can see him waving from the cockpit of the aeroplane.
Right, everybody on the grandstand wave now. Harder than that. Come on, put yourself out a bit, guys. That's better.
See, if Brendan was commentating, he'd get everyone to jump up and down and throw something inappropriate in the air.
Well, that would be good, yes, but we'd probably collapse our grandstand then. Fantastic.
So they'll now turn around, and they've got to get back up to the speed to allow the aeroplane to take off. Now, Tom in the front there really does think he's 007. Precious cargo on board. So they will now accelerate to around about 55 miles an hour. The clamps will come off the wings, the tail will go up, and he'll get airborne. Sounds simple, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you get it all in the right order, it's great. If you get it out of order, then the aircraft rolls off the back of the trailer. Most embarrassing. Calling the speed off. There he goes, pulling up and away. Big round of applause for Brendan.
Just got to remember how to get the Lycra on, that's all. It's not easy.
Try talcum powder.
That's true, it isn't easy. No, you're right.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. Absolute pleasure to be here.
to introduce the 2011 Royal Navy Black Cats. The Lynx needs to be able to do this in the back of a ship so that whenever the wind is coming from, it can make a safe departure from the ship. Point their noses directly to the ground and then roll away from each other to come round for another close pass. I think you'll all agree that's pretty spectacular. The Lynx is a very agile helicopter, famously demonstrated by the British Army version that can fly a loop. The Mark 8's weapon systems and sensors make the aircraft much heavier than its Army cousin, and unfortunately is not cleared to do such demanding manoeuvres. The next manoeuvre again shows off another helicopter speciality, flying backwards. Today the Black Cats take it a step further by not only flying backwards, but flying backwards in formation. Chris is flying backwards in 4-2, and Dave is formatting up on him. The aircraft will yaw quickly in a rapid reversal of direction, known as an over-the-shoulder departure. This will be coming next as they come back across crowd centre. The pilots and observers who form the Black Cats are all volunteers whose full-time job is to instruct aircrew students on the Lynx Operational Conversion Unit 702 Naval Air Squadron, based in Yeovilton in Somerset. The aircraft are now be running in for the last manoeuvre of the day. That completes the Black Cat display. I hope that you enjoyed the display.
Thank you very much, Stuart. That's, as ever, a great display. So pleased you could join us for this weekend.